Guys.
Hello.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
We've just done a spin planning. What we're doing this week.
It's going to be a lot of, well, at least for me, it's going to be a lot of new Coloring Pixels DLC. So it's going to be, what's it called? I've already forgot what it's called.
Start again.
Am I
Oh
on
my
first?
god. Jack's doing Coloring Pixels stuff. He's got
Yes.
Natural Wonders.
Natural
and
Wonders.
then, the Coloring Voxels stuff, we want to get the store page sent off. The new DLC is Toy Store, I think.
Yeah.
Are we going Toy Store or Toy Shop?
We'll work that out before we make it.
I'm sure there's a logo on screen. For me, I'm going to be continuing working on WooLoop, getting the controllers working so that we can prep for Xbox and Steam Deck support. Getting there with that. I'm a little bit nervous that it feels naff, but it'll be okay. And then Lee's going to be working on WooLoop levels, I think.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
There's some logo stuff from Jack as well. And we'll see what
Yes.
Some
that
branding stuff, yeah, that'd be
The
good.
logo here.
does.
Holding it. He's going to put nothing here. I know for a fact.
It's been a day of just WooLoop levels, so sort of it's quite good to have the time to catch back up with get ahead on this DLC. And as you can see, I've made 4 levels today, so I've made this hard drive level. The background isn't as dark as this in the final push, but again we'll be going over the all the background colours themselves before release, just to make sure they're all suitable. I made a graphics card as well, it's a bit smaller, but I've used the grid tool for all of this. I'm also quite happy with the way the spiral effect on the fans turned out, because I was using the circle tool, but just offset this rotation to add the spiral. I'm quite happy with that. And then, 2 more, got a floppy disk. I asked the Patreons for their input as well, but I've named this level the save icon, just a bit of a joke, obviously, because it said the younger generations don't recognise this as a floppy disk, because why would you? I said it's a save icon, so I've named it that. We'll see what the feedback with that is. And finally, a binary level as well. So this does read as a word, or a sentence, or phrase, I guess. So let us know if you can translate that, let us know what it says, but that's in the game as well. But yeah, those 4 levels have been pushed, they're ready to be tested, and we're just over the halfway mark now to finish up the rest of the DLC.
Okay, so I've been working more on the Xbox controls for WooLoop, trying to get things working as nice as can be. The guys did a little bit of a play test with me, which was really good, really helpful. One of the things that we sort of, it doesn't work anti-clockwise, does it? Oh dear. The thing I was going to show you doesn't work anti-clockwise. One of the things that we, it was just more the feel, it doesn't feel quite right, and they were suggesting a few things that we can do to improve the game. Should we find a clockwise route? There we go. But yeah, one of the things that I did want to sort of add was have sort of it automatically stop rotating in a logical position. You can see there that when I hold down right trigger here, it wraps around twice and then it stops facing the correct direction, so you could just continue on. It was just a bit awkward before, so you would sort of end up on the wrong side of the pin whenever you let go and things like that. So we just want to make things as smooth as possible. And I think it's working okay. Obviously it's not working for anti-clockwise, but I can fix that. It does feel a lot better all of a sudden. I think one of the things that Jack suggested was to have some sort of auto assist, so that when you go on the wrong side of the route, like here, ooh, I jumped a bit there, didn't it? Like here, it would sort of slow down or sort of deter you from going underneath the rope in the wrong direction. So that'd be really good. And we need some more UI implementation as well, I think, to sort of help out. But yeah, this is a big step, this one, and it isn't actually as bad as I thought after the guys' feedback. So fingers crossed, there's some hope for some good console ports.
Okay, so I've been continuing on with the Natural Wonders DLC. I can see I'm really enjoying using Asprite. As I said on stream, I wanted to try continue using it over the weekend, and I've sort of been getting used to sort of the tools that it has to offer, and it definitely speeds up a lot of different things. I'm still torn on which sort of process I prefer, but Asprite has definitely got some really cool stuff that I've been enjoying using. So one of them that I did on stream was custom bushes, which you can see here that I've used to sort of fill in this background sort of foliage and vegetation, and it has a really nice effect. It definitely looks different from the style that I usually use, but I think it sort of stands on its own style, I really like. I'm not sure if I particularly like doing it that way, but if people enjoy that sort of style, then I'm happy to continue it in the future. And I've also been adding in lots of different add-ons. So one of the ones that I've been enjoying is color shading. It's a really cool add-on that you can sort of color drop any sort of thing on the screen here. So if I quickly color drop the red here and click get, it sort of gives me a sort of range of different shades and sort of saves me the trouble of having to go through and sort of color test different things. Obviously, I don't use this all the time. Sometimes I prefer to use my own colors that I've handpicked. This definitely gives me an idea of what I like to use, and you can see in the time lapse, I use it quite a lot, as well as doing the custom brushes for adding in sort of noise. You can see for the clouds that initially they were sort of very bubbly and very smooth looking, but it didn't really suit the sort of realistic look of the river, so I started using custom brushes to sort of cut into it and make it look a bit more hard edged. The same with the sort of hill in the background as well. But yeah, it's been really fun using this software so far. I think I'll continue using it for a little while, just to sort of do these sort of bigger images, as it does speed up a lot of the process. But yeah, looking pretty good. Okay, so I'm taking a little step back from doing some colouring pixels work today, and I thought I'd start off the new DLC for Voxels, which is going to be a toy store. So it's looking pretty good so far. Obviously, Lee wants to get out the store page this week, so I need to sort of make 5 levels. And at that point, I can probably go back to pixels. However, I need to get the bulk of it built. It's quite hard sort of doing the first 5 levels for Voxels. Typically for pixel artwork, I'll just make 5 levels and that's it. But for the voxel one, I sort of need to take a little bit of a planning stage and sort of see how the actual world's going to look. How the world's going to look. I can't just build 5 levels outright, as they may not fit into the overall world. So I've started off at the front door here, and this one's taken quite a few hours to do. I think I'm up to 2 hours working on this front section. It doesn't look like much, but obviously there's lots of interior stuff to do, as the wall's quite dense. And one of the first thing that the guy said that is that they wanted the sort of scale to be a bit bigger, so that, you know, so the museum has small sections of museums put together. This one's going to be one big section. Obviously, it's going to be a small section of the shop, but everything's going to be a much larger scale. So the characters will be, you know, the characters that are in the scene are going to be sort of, you know, more of a substantial size. So I'll be doing the insides of them, and there'll be a bit more detail on them. So it's going to take a little while to actually get the levels done, just due to the sheer amount of detail that I need to put in. But hopefully I can get them done today. I think it's going to be a day's job getting all 5 done. But you know, once it's out of the way, it's out of the way.
So I'm in the middle of making this level for WooLoop. To show a trace there, it is a version, an edited version of the Lunar launch module computer from the Saturn V rocket. It's quite an old PC. It's got an interesting native pattern, so that's why I thought it'd be quite good WooLoop level. But I'm hitting an issue. You see up here in the top right. I'm at 2,000 steps, making this an extra large level. I haven't finished what I'm doing here, so I'm making these red and blue sort of lines on each intersection, and that's sort of maybe the magnets that are at the cross points of all the wires. But yeah, I am about, what, 5-6 rows in, so I've got twice as amount of rows to go. So that's quite a lot, but I'm thinking what I can try is deleting the middle pins. Not all the way across, because that would make these ropes side to side very long. So I might sort of work out how to do that in a smart way, but yeah, I need to try and make some sort of decision, because this level is already too large, and if I keep going on as it is, it'll be even larger than it will be. So
yeah, so just continuing on with this controller rework. Yeah, long story short, the stuff that I was doing yesterday didn't end up working properly, so I've rewritten the entire thing, but now it should be working. So it should wrap around twice and then sort of face the dot in the correct position so that you can continue moving on. I think that's pretty much working now. A lot of the issues I had were basically that it wasn't very deterministic, so it was dependent on the frame rate. So I had to essentially rewrite the whole thing and make it just a lot more stable. So like sometimes it was working, sometimes it wasn't. And yeah, it's working with anti-clockwise as well, which is really good. And I don't know if you can tell, but I've also added like a bit of a speed differential. So it starts off the wrap slowly, then it gets faster, and then it slows down again, just to make it feel a lot more satisfying. Which it does, like especially right at the very end when it slows down, it feels very, very satisfying. And yeah, just need to crack on and make it feel even better. Yeah, so I've been working on Hexseed, trying to make it, this isn't Hexseed. I've been working on WooLoop, trying to make it as good as I can. Had the guys try it a little bit as well, and we're getting there. So the I don't know what we call it, like the automatic wrapping round is feeling a lot better, especially when it's like ending in the correct place. One of the things that I'm kind of stuck on at the moment now, there is a couple of glitches. You see that? Did you see that little jump there? I'm not quite sure what is going on there. But yeah, there's a little bit of stability issues. But one of the things I'm working on at the moment is we've got this like speed up, slow down. So for the larger sections, we just kind of want to make it feel a little bit easier. So when you but when you've got these large gaps, they are a bit awkward with mouse as well, so it's one of the things that we really want to address. So we're adding a bit of like auto aim, so I wonder if I can go like up and down. You can see like up and down. If I go up and down, it's just on the D-pad. You can see it's like pulling left and right a little bit. So yeah, we're just trying to get that working nicely. You can see that it speeds up as we get close and then it slows down really nicely. But then if I go near the previous instruction, it's still really fast, and it shouldn't be. I think it should be slowing down at sort of like the same pace as over here. So yeah, a few things to sort out, but progress is progress, and it's feeling a lot better now. The guys had a lot of positive feedback. And in other news, I might as well mention that we walked past the new office, and they are decorating all of the interior and stuff. There's some workmen in there. They've like sort of redone the entrance so that it's a floor level with the outside, which is really cool. And then they're tearing up the flooring and things like that. So yeah, it's just a very, very professional compared to places we were at last, so quite happy with that.
Okay, so it's been a pretty busy week so far, but I've managed to jump back onto doing the Toy Store DLC for Culling Voxels. It's pretty early days for me to be working on this at the minute, but I wanted to make sure that I've got a few levels done for it to have a store page. You can see that the layout's not really finalised or anything like that. It's sort of just random toys in the middle of the floor. Because if I had to work on anything bigger, it would take me quite a while to get those levels done, because I would have to work on a lot of the layout. So instead, I've just made some random stuff. So we've got a toy robot, we've got a rocking horse, we've got a bike in the window, the actual window display itself, and some toy tucks. Come on, Jack, pull it together. Toy trucks at the top of the shelf here. So yeah, that's looking pretty good so far, but I'm going to leave this for now, get them exported into Unity, and then we can have them for the store page, and I can jump over back to doing some pixel stuff.
Okay, so still cracking on with this. We're pretty much there though, which is really good. So I've tightened up a lot of the controls based on feedback, fixed a lot of the bugs. Everything's just a lot more stable now. You can press B to zoom out, and then pressing any other button to zoom back in, which is one of the things that Lee found quite confusing. These wraps work. It wraps around a lot more reliably now, which is really good, much more satisfying. And some of the buttons work. So you can see the top right there that there's some buttons on the UI on the left. If I move my mouse to disappear, if I switch back to the gamepad, that works. So then if I press the select button, get the delete save options, you can select those. At the moment, I've got it set so that once the level's completed, then it switches to the New Game Plus, but I'm not sure how that feels. I know that there's a New Game Plus window that pops up to be able to change colours, which needs implementing as well. So we're pretty much there, but there are a couple of minor things, which is a little bit annoying, because I was really hoping to get this finished and done and dusted this week, but yeah, it'll be fine. Just a Monday morning job, I think.
Okay, so I've been jumping around all over the place today, from pixels to voxels, now to the logo rebrand here. As you can see here, we're pretty much done now, and there's been quite a few tweaks that need to happen towards the end of the day, so it took a bit longer than expected, but I think we're in a state now where we are happy with the design. A lot of things were very small and niche, but due to sort of like the layer system in Illustrator, I'm not very accustomed to sort of how it works. It's a bit more complicated than Photoshop and say Procreate, so that was a bit of a learning curve, but I think I've sort of got a better understanding now. I definitely go through and tidy up the layers, but that's next week's Jack's problem. But as for now, you can see here, a lot of the tweaks were just sort of adding sort of, smoother curves to the flames, to the smile, and increasing sizes of things. One of the ones that Rob gave feedback on was increasing the sort of width of the edges of this toast icon, just so it matches the logo, which makes sense. I thought that was going to be a bigger hassle than it was, but it turns out it's actually quite easy. So there's this really cool sort of tool in Illustrator where it allows you to sort of increase the size of the radius of an object. So if I click on transform each here, you can see here it's actually a really easy thing to do. I was expecting this to be quite complicated, but fortunately it wasn't. But yeah, little things like that have just been fixed up, and yeah, now the logo's been sent off to Rob, so obviously you can have a look at it, and if there's any finalising sort of tweaks, we can do those next week. But here's also the logo with the Game Dev Studio mini tile at the bottom. I deleted it while I was exporting, so it's not there, but I'll put it back. But yeah, this is the final one.
Yeah, as frequent this week, I have been continuing with the WooLoop level creation. This is obviously you can see printers, sort of evolution of printers, a bit abstract, especially with the typewriter on the left there. But I think overall it's quite a good level. We'll see again once we've had some feedback. And then a couple more just icons here, another small level, but I think these will work quite nicely with this DLC. And then we have a reel-to-reel sort of tape magnet disc from old PCs from the 60s. That's because Rob was suggesting some very old PC stuff, so thought I'd find that. But more interestingly today, what I've been doing is one of the tasks for a long time is to find a better solution for social media management, because right now it's sort of manual stuff and quite often things get forgotten. So for example, Blue Sky, being a newer social media, doesn't have any sort of automation, so we can schedule posts. So posts that happen late at night, like when DLC go live, etc. Those don't. Blue Sky gets forgotten about. Same with Instagram, we don't use it that often. So we're looking for tools. This is Buffer, which is one of the ones that we've been researching into. This one has a free package, is why I'm trying it out. You can do it with 3 different channels at once. And yeah, I've got a post scheduled for tomorrow. I always do screenshot Saturday posts, but yeah, I've gone ahead and done this through Buffer, so you can create a post and then select up here which platforms it goes to, and then as you start typing it in, it shows you how that's going to come across on all the different platforms as well. So hopefully this will make us be more efficient at posting to social media. I'm going to use this. Just apparently has some analytics as well, where it starts to suggest what days you should post to for the best sort of traction, etc. So we'll look out for that. But that only comes along the more you use this platform. So yeah, I'm going to use this, see how it goes, and then in the future, when we start expanding into more stuff, we can add more channels. Obviously that'll have become a paid use of this app. But yeah, I'm going to use this, see how it goes, and keep you updated with it.
Bubbly!
Hello.
It's Friday, we're at the end of the week.
Yeah, it's a good week. So as of this video coming out, it might be a week until the Natural Wonders DLC comes out. That's actually working on that. Make sure you check that out. It should be live now. And then towards the end of the month, we have a Coding Voxels DLC, which will be the toy shop. And then we have the WooLoop DLC as well, should be coming out at the end of March as well, which is what I've been doing all year. I forgot what it is. It's computers. Yeah, so check that out as well.
Yeah, thanks to everyone who's watched the video and all the people in Discord and just everyone. Thanks everyone.